Then this year 2018, this is when I became this huge problem, and for some reason this coincided with me being homesick, and already at the beginning of this year, the narcissist had confronted me with this thing about being sick, and I wonder how you think about this, and how responsible this was, and what's your plan? And now with the money and such, and have you at all been thinking about these things? Indeed, rather strange questions, I would say. And then there were a few other things at that occasion when we, in the beginning of January 2018, when we were called to the landlord's office, or one of them, and it was supposed to be strictly formally, this was us as inhabitants being called to a meeting two of their people. How about that? In reality, was the three of them confronting me, making sure that I wouldn't get a chance to have a word or think about any logical aspects whatsoever about this. This was about making me understand how damn serious this was, and she explained to them too that she was very concerned about this, that me getting her into trouble, because this thing that I was doing would also strike down upon her. And I did try to explain this thing, that it's not really as if I'm doing this to my own car, and to waste some 30-40 liters of gasoline. And then she explained that I might be confused or shocked or something. And this was when they first mentioned this thing about the cat. And what? Yeah, your cat, as if I should really be familiar with this, because it was rather obvious, but really nothing had been said whatsoever about cats. Already from the start, there had been outdoor cats living in this house, so this came as quite a surprise. Yeah, like I said, she explained this very clearly to them, but this becoming a problem of hers, the car leaking gasoline, which was not her fault. Well, like I said, for some reason it was mine. This was very important, and she also instructed me on this, that not to upset them. It's better to admit to some degree, or maybe even admit a bit more, to keep them in good mood. And this really is rather strange, because I can't see how this would actually make the situation better, because doing something out of choice should actually be a lot worse than being targeted with something, which should actually have been quite obvious to everyone involved, and it probably also was. Anyway, my car was not the same one as the previous, as the one leaking, and this time I had also checked about this when I bought it, and there are no such problems. No. And recently I did change this hose. The previous one, this was metal pipe, and this time it was a rubber hose. Yeah, fine. And nothing happened. Nothing at all. And nothing about the cat. And in July 2018, she would move into her new apartment. And 3 days later, she moved on Monday, I think, or Sunday, and Wednesday, I think, or Thursday, this other car was leaking and really flowing, and the whole parking lot was really drowned in gasoline. And yeah, people were very concerned, and there were cops, and they started asking me about mental health and drugs and all this stuff. And they started asking me about how and why and all this. And I told them this actually has not happened before. Don't say it hasn't happened, because we've had these calls about this has been going on since autumn 2017. Yeah, but this was another car. Yeah, either way, you should be doing something about it. And now things really became a bit strange, because they, being as some kind of more or less neutral actor, they wouldn't be really that fast if they wouldn't have had a rather detailed education about the whole situation, and me having this problem. They really saw nothing strange in another car having this leak at the exact same position as the previous one. Only that on that car it was a metal pipe, and this time it was a rubber hose. And I did not mention this thing about her having moved a few days earlier. And I do not wish to speculate too much about this. I have no idea. I would not say that this is someone being hired to do this, or that she would have hired someone. Still, this is very strange. After having no such problems, this all of a sudden would appear. And really from no problem to huge problem. And I tried to explain this to the cops. Why on earth do you think that I have caused this? Well, you know what I believe. Honestly, I think that you do not give a shit about this. Okay. This term was rather radical conclusion, if not having been briefed about the situation, and not only briefed, but having things explained a little bit more in detail. And this thing being framed became very much part of my everyday life. There was always, every week, there was something from somewhere, different people for different reasons, and never really exactly knowing where things came from, because it's not as if they would be open about their identities. Yeah, perhaps because of me being dangerous and violent and stuff. And then also, late summer, it appeared that the narcissist had also framed me to social authorities. And this was a rather long story she told them about my mental health and such. And I was confronted, and I tried to explain these things are not true. Well, that's okay. You don't need to worry, because this will not lead to any kind of full-scale investigation. That's not the problem, because in this case, this might actually be what I would hope for, that they would really have a look upon things and see what they were and what they were not. Don't worry, we won't dig any deeper into things. And what will happen with this? Nothing really. This is not nothing, because you still have this one somewhere some archive. And next time, because there will be a next time, this will be dragged out again. And, well, this appeared to be very much so, indeed,